Good morning, everyone. My name is Benjamin, and welcome to our Wednesday video. I want to apologize for not getting up a video about the Libertarian Party yesterday. I'm going to move that over to Friday, and we're going to move that entire series over to Friday. That way you guys get, every other day and get videos throughout the week. But today we're going to do an election prediction / projection. Remember, keep my baseline map in mind. And this election is Joe Biden versus Donald Trump. And we have to remember that incumbency is actually a significant factor. Now with Trump, we're yet to be seen whether or not incumbency actually matters, but I think it does. Because I have zero reason to believe just because Donald Trump is the president means we're not gonna. I just don't think that incumbency makes enough of a difference. Or the fact that he's Donald Trump doesn't make enough of a difference to overcome the traditional incumbent advantage. We have to go back to 1992 for the last time an incumbent was, not the 2nd district. For the last time an incumbent president lost an election. Okay. We'll talk about Texas. So obviously it looks like, Biden starts out with a massive advantage, and to a degree he does. But here's where we're going to start taking away that. Texas is off the map. He might be able to keep it within 10%, because Donald Trump really isn't a good candidate in the South, but voting populations are so inelastic in the South that it takes forever for the states to move, To go up here, I don't think Biden would be able to win that 2nd congressional district. It's not very swingy. Remember, it took Obama winning the nation by 7% in order to win that district, and Trump won it handedly, so much so, in fact, that the only reason they couldn't call that district is because it's difficult to look at district level results. That's why they didn't do the Maine as early as they thought, as well, at least with that 2nd district. It's actually really difficult to go in and look district by district, unless you plan on there being, a split. And Trump won it by over 10%, so I'm going to say that it's not very likely this Omaha congressional district would flip for Biden. And that's one of the bigger issues I see with other predictions, but I'm not going to call names or throw shit or anything like that. I just don't think it's worth it, and I don't want to criticize anyone else's methodology. I don't want to say behind their back, but without speaking to them about it and asking why they do certain things the way they do. But yeah, this district, I don't think it would be competitive. I would expect this race to be maybe dead even, or Biden wins the popular vote by 1%. And maybe I'll do a video showing what it would take for the Democrats to win the presidential election, as well as, maybe what it would look like up to, 10% each direction. Assuming generic candidates for each party from generic states, or states where the home field advantage doesn't matter. By the way, that would make New York a lot closer, but not within 10%. I'm going to go ahead and say Biden would win Pennsylvania just because of the home state advantage of about 7%, even though he's a representative he was a senator from Delaware. He's originally from Scranton, so about 2%. Okay, so yeah, this would put it right on the edge of being likely for Pennsylvania. because of that native sun advantage. But that's about it. I'll put Ohio a little bit closer than 5%, just because Trump winning by almost 9%. It was a little shocking to people. I don't think Biden would be able to overcome that, just because that's such a wide margin. Iowa, a similar thing, except a little more in favor to Trump. And also, it's much farther away from Pennsylvania. It takes more after, say, South Dakota and Nebraska than it does Wisconsin and Illinois and Minnesota. Though Minnesota is also one of those really weird states. We're going to go ahead and give Arizona to Trump and North Carolina to Trump. But Arizona would be a lot closer than it would have been in previous years. North Carolina, again, with a lot of southern states, has a very inelastic voting population, not a ton of swing voters. We're going to go ahead and give Virginia to Biden. Yeah, we'll put it there. Colorado, I think we can safely give that to Biden. I mean, not safe, but, Minnesota, we're going to give to Biden. He's got Midwestern credibility. Same thing with Michigan. Now we come into 3 states that are, well, I'm also going to give this, the at-large vote in Maine to Biden. New Hampshire, I'm also going to give to Biden. We've got 262, 231. I'm actually going to give Nevada to Trump by a very narrow margin. Florida tends to vote with incumbents, and so Wisconsin actually decides this election. And this is too close for me to call. Like, when I normally say that, I assign it, but here I really don't know. I can think of a ton of reasons why it would go to Biden. I can think of a ton of reasons why it would go to Trump. Okay? So, why would it go to Biden? Well, Biden's got Midwestern credibility. He's got Rust Belt credibility. He's decently popular. And he genuinely seems like a good, honorable person. Why would it go to Trump? Well, Trump upheld the types of promises, aka tariffs and that type of stuff, that the Midwest generally wanted. Why else would this region go to Sanders in the primaries? And Trump in the general. It's because Trump had some similar stuff to Sanders. The whole tariffs. He talking about the Flint crisis. Just generally, Trump appealed to Midwest Rust Belt voters. The other reason is Biden's older than Trump by a decent margin. The state's been moving towards the Republicans, again, much like the rest of the upper Midwest has been, for a while now. So it wouldn't be that shocking. The economy's doing fairly well, other than a few shocks and some weirdness. It's doing all right. People can generally find a job, and people tend to vote with their paychecks, and the tax cuts have been gaining in popularity. They're decently popular now, as a fair number of people actually see improvements in their paycheck. Now, whether or not those are enough, that's up for debate. But I can see why Wisconsin would go to both Biden and Trump. So to me, it wouldn't shock me at all if it went either direction, and I really don't think there's enough of an argument one way or the other to give it to one candidate or the other. So I'm going to leave this one up to you guys. take your pick, because it really is a pick 'em election. Anyway, I want to thank y'all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Sorry about the inconclusiveness about this prediction, but understand that I don't think I can actually safely make a call one way or another without, just because there's enough on either side that it balances out the arguments of the other. But I want you all to have a nice day. I'll see you guys on Friday, and take it easy.